We've got a carnival thing. So you just have to pick
Give it top there then.
The NCS scheme is something that we got on board with through the Football League Trust umbrella organisation. It's a 4-week scheme for Year 11s with a view to improving their positive contribution to society.
These are done.
Right, all right. Make sure you put it in the bin.
Oh shit! If you want people to come to your table and things like that, anything you're choosing, as long as it's remember Coaster has got these.
And 2 of those weeks involve some form of residential activity, so we thought that in terms of building them up gradually to where we want to go, a week away at PGL first week is a nice soft introduction.
Hold on to it! That was fear, that fear!
Today we've been building water rafts with barrels, and if you fit two people on a 1 barrel, and basically you have to get the whole of your team on a barrel and safely, and then you didn't have to sink.
We had to learn how to tie the knots, like a figure of 8 knot and a D knot, and then with that we lashed them together.
Yeah, we constructed a
boat, but ours one didn't really succeed very good.
No, it was a bit thin.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. So.
No.
It's called the trapeze, and we've got to climb up to the top, and there's like a little platform, and there's a triangle that you have to like jump and make sure you catch it, and you've completed the trapezium course. So yeah, pretty good. Point 4.
I'm part of the NCS scheme and I've just done trapeze. Climbing up there is fine, you can climb up there alright, you can get to the top, and standing on the platform, because the post wobbles so much, you're like, I can't do this, and you look down, you're like, I'm gonna fall flat on my face. Just have to, you know, think, well, I'm gonna do this. So obviously you're not gonna fall, you're not gonna die, you're not going to hurt yourself, because you know you can trust in the equipment and the stuff you're using. So it's just basically about overcoming it. But once you do it, you feel like dead good.
Oh.
I'll go on the coach now with wet feet.
Alright, next one. Alex, check your leg on first.
Round your torso, maybe round your head.
No, my face was already a work of art.
Just looking like a nose with black.
And then to bring them to somewhere like Cranwell, which from my point of view you cannot put a price on, you know, a week in an environment like this, it was a great opportunity and a privilege to come and spend a week in the company of the officers training group.
I've had the NCS kids, the National Citizenship Service kids, this week purely for drill. On the first day at, I think it was 1 o'clock, we had them for an hour, and thereafter 8:30 every morning for half an hour to try and put together a parade of some sort. We were quite lucky that they bought into it, they wanted to do it, it worked really well, and I was able to put a format together that they were able to follow, and I think they proved that on the day. Finale was today's parade, or the last day parade, and they absolutely smashed it. They came on with a lot of pride. They felt the part, they looked the part, and they all tried their hardest. A few awards were given out as well. It can be very difficult for kids to have an adult, especially a stranger adult, shouting at them. Again, it can be easier with it being a stranger. When it's parents or relatives, then kids don't really sort of respond to it. When it's a stranger and they're unsure of what lies ahead, they tend to sort of come round to it. There's also a great fear of letting the friends down by them not doing the right thing, so they start to buy into that team spirit. If I was to try and select somebody out of today's group that I might see on a parade ground in the future, do they have parade grounds in prison? No. On a serious note, young Zach, who I wanted to give him an award today, but he was just sort of pipped to the post. Yeah, I can see him joining up, possibly Army. Young Jacob, I can see him RAF. And Seth, I can see him as an officer somewhere. They're all the lads that I've picked out. Girls, not too familiar with the names, but there were some good girls in there as well. I wouldn't take anything away from any of them. Special mention for Alex. Alex, if you're watching this, good luck. That's about it.
Fantastic.
Class distinction.
I like the fact
They all get wine, I get beer. In a Tesco's bag, thank you.
We're just doing a project to raise money for Age UK, and we're doing raffles and guess how many sweets are in the jar. Just for this part's like giving something back to the community and just like helping them out. We've been out and had our fun, and now we've got to get down to the serious part and help them.
Nobody escaped.
We started off here, but it was a bit overgrown, let's put it that way, and a bit skanky.
I don't know how we've got it from what it was to what it's like now.
I don't think we was going to be able to do it in 4 or 5 days. It looked quite a big challenge.
You know, we've got to pull out of it really. So that is off to September.
What the students have got out of it, I think, might not impact on them for maybe a week, a month or some years, but eventually they'll look back and say, do you know what, I'm a better person because of my week at RAF Cranwell.
Can I, on behalf of Grimsby Town's Football Sport and Education Trust, extend a cordial welcome to you all to Bungle Park. Why are we here? I think the official function that we're holding tonight is the local graduation, but that to me is a little formal, so I think we prefer to look at it as a celebration of what we've achieved as a very large group in a fairly short time. And I think looking around the room at the moment, the numbers that have turned up tonight, for me, is testament to the commitment and support that not just, shall we call them the recruits, not just the recruits put into the National Citizen Service, but the support that we're given by families and friends and everybody that's here tonight.
We had some limited choices, but there were options, and I think what the young people did, credit to them, was make a decision around which option they were going to choose for their big social action project around, which was probably the most hardest one to do. And to be fair to them, they attacked it with gusto.
We chose the allotment because it looked hard. We thought it'd benefit young families, young people, and we give somewhere for people in the community to go to and something for them to do.
We were looking at different parts of Grimsby and thinking, well, what can we do to benefit the community, since it was a community-based social action project. So we decided to choose the allotments behind Havelock School because it was very overgrown. It was a community allotment. People couldn't use it for what it was there for. So we decided that, you know, this was the best place to start. This was the best place to head to basically start and help, you know, the community.
Well, I think after they've got over the shock and horror of the task ahead of them, and I'm not joking, some of the weeds and the overgrowth were at least nearly 6 feet tall, and they came up with an action plan to blitz it.
We had to do a planning process, and we had to plan like what equipment we'd need, like gloves, cane, like all the things that we personally could do, and then some things like cutting the grass we had to have like our leaders to do because we weren't allowed to use lawnmowers and so on.
Monday morning, turned up on site, absolutely gobsmacked, I think, to be fair to comment, and the impact they had on the first day on that allotment was an absolute wow moment from my point of view. They absolutely blitzed it, which then allowed them to do the finer things like return the flower beds, which you couldn't even see. You know, you couldn't even see there were flower beds there.
When we first went there, you just thought it wasn't going to happen, nothing was going to get done. You just didn't see how you could like get that allotment to how it was within a week.
I think it's really helped us, really, because it's kind of like developed us more.
And then it gave you a sense of like pride and achievement because you'd seen what you've managed to do and stuff, and it made you realise you can work part of a team and with other people, which is really good.
Yeah, it made me feel like I gained a sense of achievement from doing it.
When they reflect on what they achieved, they can feel very proud of themselves. And when we told them that it was going to be used by families with young children, possibly, you know, in not such an affluent area of town, I think that the penny dropped into the benefits that work that they've done, and they did work hard, would be to the local community. So credit to them and hats off.
First of all, guys, girls, don't let yourselves down in this forum. Put your mobile phones in your pocket, stop playing with them whilst people are talking. Do not wear a hat indoors. How many times have I told you? Get it off. The first gig I ever did when I got onto this sort of circuit was in Grimsby. The first time ever. I stepped into a room full of kids from Grimsby. I went in and I went, hi boys and girls, and they started throwing Coke cans and coin cans. And then they started fighting in the corners. And then the helpers, assistants, teachers started fighting with them. And I went. And I've honestly not been back since that day. And it scared me from doing what I was about to start doing. So you can imagine, when I'm told I've got all these Grimsby kids coming, I was like, whoa, whoa. But as it goes, wow. And we're all talking about the kids and how great they are. They would not be getting this praise. Can I pick too much time? Tell me somebody's dead. Bye. Your mother-in-law's passed away. Was that funny? Why is that funny? Your mother-in-law's passed away. It was 8 years ago. Right. I have never seen a group start with, and we'll use the figure 48, and finish with 48. Never seen it. Sheffield, they lost 2, about 10 minutes into being on the grade square. These guys all stuck it out. Now, I know Alex, everybody, where is it? Everyone's having a dig at you, mate, and I'll say in front of this room, if everybody showed the determination that that young man showed, even though at the beginning he was getting it wrong, he couldn't put it together, he was determined, absolutely determined to prove that he could do it. Alright, and that showed backbone and willingness.
The National Citizenship Service was 4 weeks long, and it was a good way to use up your summer. Because when you've got like 3 months to do nothing, then you use it all up instead of sitting at home doing nothing.
I didn't think I would at first, but I really liked our AF went on. Just like the drills and stuff, it was really good.
So when you drill, you emphasise it. But obviously, some of other people. Yeah.
I'd say basically my favourite bit was like when we had to like crawl through a field, you had to come up, and it's not really something I do normally, it's like out of my comfort zone, but I enjoyed it the most. It's a bit like a huge game of hide and seek.
It was really good. There was like lots of stuff I'd never get the chance to do like in like regular times when I'm at home and stuff, and it felt good to not be doing what my mates were doing and just sitting on like the Xbox all the time and like going out and doing something active.
Everybody said to me on camp, no way can you get them on that parade square. My commandant was, he just couldn't believe it. So I don't know how you've done it. I didn't do it, they did it.
It's cold. Check. Get it in, get it in. Get it in.